Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Jaybird TV. Glad that you're here. Hope you had an amazing holiday season between New Year's and Christmas Day. It's a great opportunity to give some gifts, see some family, and just take a little time to reprioritize, get ready for the new year. So I'm a little wiped out from the holiday season. As much fun as it is, it's a bit tiring. So kind of excited to get back into the normal swing of things. So getting started here on a V2, V3. Some black hold, just some really fun movement. I saw a lot of newer climbers working on this route, which is always a really good sign. It's great to have some unique movement and challenging movement, even in an easier route such as this V2, V3. They have definitely upped the difficulty of the routes here, and I've definitely started to feel that, however. So it's just nice to get on something that's fun and flowy. Got a lot of jugs in it. So up next is a really interesting route, sub blue V4, V5, and the start is definitely the crux and also the most puzzling piece. So I once again saw a lot of traffic on this route. It's very unique, and to begin this, you had to start with your hands and feet on the start there. So it was easiest to get your foot positioned right and then to kind of sit your weight. And what I actually saw other people do was pop up dynamically and snag that hold that I just reached my right hand to. For me, it felt really hard. I have been lacking a little bit of mobility in my ankles and legs, I've realized. And I feel for some reason I lost a little bit of kind of being in touch with my footwork and my technique. For some reason, I think I kind of focused on power and roofs a little too much. But here you see kind of gingerly getting my way up, and then I barn door out to the left side there once I do stand up on that. For some reason it just felt really tricky. I think it could be because I'm trying to really control the movement here, and the intention was quite a dynamic stand-up move. And finally able to get my left foot out. And you'll see that you have to get your left foot quite far, and it actually popped off the feature there before I was able to get it all the way over left. So have some interesting beta here. I actually mantle, just do kind of a really sideways widespread start. That felt much easier to me. And there, unable to get my right foot over to the start, but then walking my left foot closer, could stand up and get right back in that position and kind of skip that start, which was really challenging for me. Once I get that left foot on down low, I'm able to work my way out left. And the route gets significantly easier here. Some really juggy holds and fun flowy movement. And a bit of an interesting finish here. So that top hold is oriented down. So what I actually did was mantle up into it and match it. And so this episode is titled The Tale of 10 Pinches for a reason here. So to the left there, get the close up here. This yellow pinch route, really fun. I love pinches. I love powerful movement such as that, and it's definitely something that I kind of consider to be right up my alley and something that I'm good and skilled at. And I did climb this set before I filmed this day, and I flashed this route. I was feeling pretty good. I'd heard some people talk about it feeling really difficult, and flashed it and just kind of got a little bit on my high horse here. So the reason this is titled The Tale of 10 Pinches is that I fail here and continued to fail for a while, and it taught me a few different things. One, it was almost more of a reminder that not every day is going to be your strongest day. Some are going to be much more challenging, much more difficult. I think as long as you are actually going and climbing still, you're winning the battle. As long as you're making improvements and things like that, that's what really matters. But it can be really humbling, especially on this particular route. I was able to get it first attempt and then come back in and just struggle. And the moves I remember feeling so easy felt much more difficult in only a matter of a week or so. So I guess it's a good, humbling realization that just because something did go doesn't mean that it is easy, and just because it felt easy once doesn't mean it always will. A few other things that has taught me were that climbing with others and teaching are actually pretty powerful tools as well. So spoiler alert, I do get to send down this route. But what helped me get that was actually talking through it with someone else and trying to explain to them what I did to send it. And the second that I did that, I got on and kind of actualized all those things. I actually pinched a bit harder. I used my feet, I breathed, and things like that. So I think it was not only the psych of climbing with someone else and having them work on it, but also me going through and kind of visualizing each and every move. So kind of an interesting aspect of, I guess I was in that instance trying to help someone else and kind of teach them, ended up helping me, which is pretty ironic. But just felt great to get through this Crux section here. This route required just tons of core tension, really squeezing, and the top section did not let up. Those last 2 pinches were feeling a bit difficult to use, and you had a great finish hold, but you really had to commit to it. So do kind of swing my leg out there just to counterbalance the weight, and psych to get that send. But man, just a bit humbling. And they did step up the grades in the gym, and it really has, it's been pretty apparent. I prefer that. I prefer routes being stout. I think it's a better way to set your expectations, but man, it can definitely be a bit challenging sometimes. So here, kind of an interesting, I love the way this route looks, the aesthetic of it. It's kind of going up left, all the same style holds with a few flipped. The bottom few were very slopey, so once again I did flash this route and then came off, so just feeling like a pretty high gravity day, but brushing those off has been extremely helpful too. Just been so busy at Terra Firma as well. I've noticed that the traffic will really lead to a lot of the holds being chalked up and also greasy, and brushing makes a world's difference. So just a great thing, great habit to get into, just to brush off the holds, keep them clean. Feels a lot better. And also I think that it'll, help the next climber behind you too, which is kind of great. But here, just working my way up in the right hand set, and this is a pretty cool move. So I had to get my feet a little bit high here in order to stand up into that undercling. It looks like a jug. It's actually a little more angled, almost like a right angle. So once you stand up into it, it feels really good, but before that, it feels a bit challenging to use. And boom, snagging the top holds here. This one definitely felt more doable than the pinch route, which was felt absolutely brutal today. So moving on, got this pink V6, V7 here. Kind of set in the corner, uses those features, and does a really good job of utilizing the features. Whoever set this did a pretty awesome job at forcing some beta. So once again, did that beta on this from climbing it the previous day. So to begin, you get a heel set and then hit a really small, it's almost like a foot chip on the left side, swing out, and the only way to get it was to really commit and jump out right, which I love. Get a high foot there, rock your weight over, and I really had to shift my weight onto my left foot in order to make this next move feel solid. I feel like for some reason I really need to keep working on that, especially with my new shoes, kind of rediscovering where to balance my weight and just really keep that forward. I'm feeling strong. I feel like my upper body right now feels pretty strong and pretty happy with it right now, but for some reason I'm losing a little bit of that balance between shifting weight down to my feet. So here we have the 8 on this set, and there's a most definite spot where there's a crux in this. So begins down low, work through an undercling, hit a pretty solid crimp, and then do kind of a dynamic sideways dyno here, catching both of those. And here's where it gets tricky. So you have 3 feet, and originally what I'd try and do is go up and meat hook. There's like a really thin orange hold on there, and what I'd heard from others is that you can meat hook by grabbing the feature and then having your fingers rest on that. My original kind of intuitive beta I wanted to use was going out left, which was supposed to be the next move, but I was able to kind of reach it and then get out to a really good foot. But from here I was unable to get my right hand set before my weight would come down. So it's kind of the reverse order of things where you're supposed to get the meat hook and then rock out, but for some reason that just did not feel very doable to me. So once again, hitting that really far left. There it is popping off. So I just moved on to this green route, which was pretty nails as well. So green, V6, V7. Really cool, core intensive movement. There's a lot of moves in this route, and every single move felt like you had to really be focused. So they're kind of just inching away out right, and here's where it gets really interesting. You need to do a drop knee, press with your legs. The next right hand hold you hit is just get enough to stay there, and then you need to generate a lot of power to swing up to the feature. It was a pretty difficult move. I'd worked this prior, which helped me get through this section here. And then kind of reaching up left and then bumping around the feature. And all these holds just felt slopey. Even the crimps, they were turned so that you were hitting the slopey, what would normally be under portion, but top in this case. And here, going out left, and you need to get a really high right foot. And it just feels kind of a little bit scrunchy and awkward, a little bit committing, kind of being right over the feature there too. I do come out of the move here and climb back up, just try it in isolation. Of course, everything always feels better in isolation, especially the fact that you're not getting tired from all the previous moves. So just kind of seeing what that would feel like if I was able to get my feet in the right position, and going out left to the next two holds is not that bad. So I just dropped down there, figure I might as well do it from the start. So once again, just kind of hanging low here. And it's difficult not to have your feet pop. So once again, got to keep the footwork and the core engaged. Keep the footwork on point. And it's a bit difficult to always get set into that drop knee. The first time I did it, it just felt really easy and flowy. And then for some reason, I almost could not do it again. Going out right. And here getting once again, the right hand set and doing that dynamic move up to the feature. And it's bumping up and over here. Yeah, once again, I know I have not been posting that frequently. I've been kind of busy the last few weeks, but very excited to get back into a rhythm and a routine and just keep that really awesome content coming out. I'm trying to do a blend of things from just the normal gym climbing to climbing with others. I know some people wanted me to go to a local university and film. So Mike Bienick, the headsetter, and I were talking about going out and doing that one of these days, which would be really fun. And just trying to keep it fresh. Would love to do an episode on what to focus on for the new year and some things that I want to try and focus on for 2020, just for the entire year to just become a better climber. So if you all are interested in seeing that, let me know, comment. Any other videos too. I'm going to work on maybe alternating between just some climbing videos of other people who are really strong and talented, and then also just a few training videos and things that might help you in your own bouldering. Pretty excited too. I got a bouldering crash pad for Christmas. I've not owned my own crash pad somehow over the years. I've always borrowed them. So there is one little spot near me for outdoor climbing. It's not the best, but it's real rock. So I'm gonna try to make more of an effort to get out there and just keep getting the experience on the real rock to get strong. All right, so unfortunately I was not able to get to send on the green route here, but that is going to bring this episode to a wrap. So thank you so much for watching. Hope you had an amazing New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, and are as excited for the New Year as I am. Much love, fam. Peace.